don't know what just happened.
Welcome to another episode of Manufactured in Africa. I'm really excited because Sam here. This is my homeboy. I'm like mixing my words. So, welcome Sam. I am Yonela, the host, and then this is my co-host Tatenda. So I'm going to allow Tatenda to take over today because I think I do a lot of talking. So I'm going to allow him to, and then I will be part of the conversation.
Yeah.
So Tatenda, go ahead, introduce yourself and introduce Sam, and then we'll get into the conversation.
Alright, hello everyone. My name is Tatenda Katsunda, as Yonela said. I'm the co-host to the podcast Manufactured in Africa. Today, we have a friend of mine.
Yeah.
I'm very, very excited. Oh, Sam. So, Sam, can you just introduce yourself and tell us who is Sam? And before we get into the bit of it.
Tatenda, I feel like you're not hyping Sam enough. Sam is actually doing his PhD.
Yeah.
I know, a lot of the time, STEM areas are now pushing the girl child, and we tend to forget the boy child in South Africa. And I'm really proud of you that you actually are doing your PhD, and not a lot of black people actually go on to do a PhD.
Not that well.
Exactly. I wanted to do one, and
There's still time. There's still time.
I know that, but okay, let me allow you to introduce yourself because Tatenda is not doing you any justice. Be as proud as you want to tell us everything.
Okay, I am Simanye Sam, born and bred in the Eastern Cape in King Williamstown. Okay.
Of
course.
Yeah.
I've been in Joburg for how many years now? Since 2017.
For 5 years.
Imagine, bro. but that's how you did your undergrad this side.
Yes.
And I did mine at WSU in the Eastern Cape. I mean, that was 2000 and something.
Okay.
So here I am doing my PhD in chemistry. I am working as a study coordinator for a clinical research unit.
Nice.
Yeah, amongst other things.
What are these other things? Tell us. This is what we want. The versatility to show people that you can actually be doing STEM, but you can also be artistic, you can be financial savvy, you can be many other things.
So other co-curricular activities as well, yes.
Because a lot of the time we focus on the degree, but the degree we have seen most times doesn't take you to where your heart desires to be or where you want to go. So please tell us about those other things.
So amongst other things, I've put it on hold for now for my studies. I do a bit of modeling.
Nice! Yes. I could tell you all day that it's fancy outfit.
Yes. I do a bit of modeling. I also study another course with you corporate education. It's a management and leadership in action program. So I got that through the Black Management Forum.
What is that? So I have a lot of questions to ask you.
Already?
There's a little unpacking that needs to be done.
First of all, okay, thank you Sam for that introduction. I know I said Tatenda was going to drive, but I feel like...
You're like, no, I'm dead now.
Drive, I don't drive it.
No, I won't do that. So you said you work as a course coordinator for clinical. Please unpack that. Let us understand, because I don't know what that is or what that person does or how you need to get through to that career.
Okay. So when I came this side 2017, I was working for Johnson & Johnson, and then I moved to Aspen 2012 until 2016.
Which one? There's Johnson & Johnson for vaccines or?
Yeah. Both of them are pharmaceuticals. Johnson & Johnson, the one in East London, focused more on cosmetics, baby products.
Yes. Okay.
So I worked as a chemical analyst. Because my undergrad, I was doing analytical chemistry. So I worked as an analyst for them for a number of years, and then moved to Aspen. And then I was bored. I moved this side because I wanted to go into research, hence the master's and now the PhD. So when I was coming this side, because one of the courses that I did with the undergrad was quality assurance, and the person that I met, who has the clinical research unit, wanted a study coordinator. So in clinical research, what they do is, for example, now there's so many medications that are coming through for COVID, for example.
Yeah.
So they need to be tested,
Oh.
right? So yes, they get tested in the lab and whatnot, but they also need to be tested on people. So they carry those studies so that they know, well, okay, this medication does work or it doesn't work. So the study coordinator kind of liaises between the company that, like Pfizer, the company that manufactures the medicine, and the health system.
Oh, I see. That's interesting. So you can actually do an undergrad and then like just, you don't necessarily have to go be a chemical
Engineer
analyst.
or what, yeah.
Exactly. You can just be somebody who coordinates, who works between the company and the people and the health system. So also as a, because a lot of the time you find that people, like for example, I like working with people, but because I was good at chemistry, I was like, where am I gonna get a job if I just go do a general BSc? But now I see that I can work with people and at the same time fulfill my dreams.
Especially with the way we've been going, where I don't know, but people tend to feel that, you know, just having a BS in chemistry or physics or maths, it kind of limits you, and you are forced to eventually go to academia.
Yeah.
So I didn't know that in terms of opportunities, what else can you do if I don't want to end up, you know, doing
this is the thing I always tell people about fields in chemistry. Analytical chemistry is basically the study of molecular structures, or
What is it?
it's basically
I
I didn't even know.
study of matter.
Yeah.
Matter consists of molecular structures, molecules.
Yeah.
And everything that is around us consists of molecules.
Yes.
So if you have done chemistry, you can work anywhere in whatever company, whether it's petrochemical, clothes.
Where were you?
Food and retail, maybe. Food and beverage.
I was also on that level, but I don't know.
Yes. Where am I gonna go?
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
I like these conversations that we have on the podcast because they open people's minds to possibilities that your degree shouldn't limit you, that there are actually opportunities in there. It's just unfortunate that we don't know about these opportunities because so many of us would be doing what we like and would be happy, but unfortunately we didn't know.
Yeah.
Let's go to, what was that, Black Management?
Black Management Forum.
Yes. What is that? And
So
how does
the BMF basically kind of uplifts. I don't think they only cater for, I'll say, native people, but because there are other people of color in the forum.
Yeah.
So what they do is they are trying to put people in managerial positions. For example, most of the companies have got, I'll say, 80% of certain colors.
Yes.
So they are trying to bridge the gap so that you get
Variety.
It's called transformation. I think.
Diversity.
Yeah,
yes, that's
diversity,
the word.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
So with them, what they do is they have these networking events where you will meet people in your prospective fields, and also they try to take you to courses. Like the one I'm doing now. So I joined the BMF. I think it's like 700 and something.
Yes.
And then there's opportunities where you can study with Duke, for example, for some managerial courses.
Okay. So you joined it at varsity or like anyone?
No. It's basically a forum in South Africa.
Oh.
So it's nothing to do with.
I think it had the green and red.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I think. Guys, this is why it's important to network during all week. Go there, find those opportunities. Because honestly, I wouldn't have thought that they were that important or they were doing things.
But I remember even when you pitched it to me, I was just like, but then when you explained to me what they're all about, and I think our networking is very important, especially if you're a young professional, it's very important to meet the right
and especially
share
in the level we are in now, chances are we are going to get managerial positions.
Yeah, we need to get those managerial positions.
So
we need to secure the bag.
we need to get there and not say I am getting here because I well, I have this degree.
Yes.
I mean, I have to be qualified for
Exactly.
that position as well.
Exactly.
Yes.
And you're very right, Sam. I find that sometimes people become managers because they're competent in the work they do, but they don't know how to deal with people. They don't know how to empathize. They don't know how to deal with people.
You know, some people actually they accidentally find themselves becoming managers, you know, in an organization, and that time sometimes they don't have the right skill set to nurture talent, you know, and to shepherd the people who are working under them. So now there's a very big, you know, gap now between the people working under the manager and the top management because there's something else doing right.
Soft skills,
Sure. So I think probably at BMF it would also help. Probably you get those, you know, practical skill sets that you need for you when you eventually find yourself in a managerial slot.
Thank you so much for that knowledge, Sam. Like honestly, I think it's like what you just said. It's important that networking is key for your career development, for your self-development. Because sometimes it's not about your career. At this age that we're at, we're always thinking jobs, money, job, but there are other things outside of the career that make you a person. I remember Raf, the guy we interviewed in last week's episode, he was talking about we are not human doers, but humans living, and we need to always focus our career needs to sort of complement our living. Because some of us, we don't even go on holiday because you're so tired by the end of the year or by the end of the week.
You just want to be at home and sleep or be in bed or something.
Now, Sam, tell us about, I want to understand, you said you decided to come to your PhD because you were bored. I mean, okay, I don't know your family situation, but as Black people, our parents are very, like, when you start working, they sort of like, oh, okay, now they're settled, it's okay, they're not going to be a problem. But now when you're like, I want to go back to school, everybody's just like, what the hell?
What do we need to take care of?
Like, we are.
Exactly. Why? You're with Danny. So how was that transition?
I think for me, I'm very fortunate because when I decided, the reason why I was bored at work, because I was doing the work, I worked as I told you, I worked as a chemical analyst.
Yes.
So I was a stability analyst, and I felt like it's more routine work, and well, that's not me. You know? So I wanted to get into research. So I had to pitch this to my parents. But listen,
guys,
I need money. When I told them, my mother was like, it's okay. Because, well, I don't have kids, I don't really have responsibilities. Ekaya, it's only my dad, little brother, little sister, and my mom at the time when she was alive. So she was like, why not go and do it? If you need something, the reason why she agreed initially was because I had said, well, we get like a stipend and whatnot, which is what you do, which is what you get at master's level. You get sponsorship. So yeah, they were not gonna pay for anything. But obviously, I mean, we are at university, so chances are sometimes you get your money in March, or you know, so you still have to live during that time. So those are the times when they would help me. But yeah, they're fine with it.
So how important is it, you know, to get parental support, especially when you want to pursue, I don't know, your dreams of an educational nature? Because just as Yonela said, when you finish your first undergrad, it's more or less like, you know, finally we don't have to worry about you. So now you're going back to school again, and also there's an expectation, you know, especially, I don't know if that's the right term, black text. Did you feel like there were expectations on you to plow back to, you know, black text issues?
I mean, I think, okay, I don't really like the term black text there. because maybe it is, but I feel, I mean, these people have been taking care of me for my whole life. Yes, they were supposed to because they brought me into this world. So it's not really my responsibility. Yes, it is my responsibility to take back, like to plow back or something. But I didn't feel personally, but I really, really have to. Because even when I was working, it was like, but if I want to send money at home, yes, I'll send money. If I don't have it now, I won't send it.
Yeah.
I'll even ask them to send me money.
Yeah.
You know, so for me, and I'm saying for me personally, I feel I was fortunate enough in that sense.
So at the end of the day, maybe the terminology, it depends, you know.
It depends on the
situation.
Yeah.
Sam, I'd like to commend your parents, and with many people that we've spoken with, I think the importance of a parent or an adult that encourages you to go for your dreams has been such a vital or like a prominent fact that has come out, that you just need, even if it's a teacher, even if it's your mom, even if it's just the neighbor who encourages you to, and I hope we will be those adults, even if we don't have children ourselves.
I definitely am going to be.
We need to be those people who constantly remind people that you are special, that you can do it, that because I don't think anyone is put on earth just to come breathe oxygen and die having been unproductive. Everyone has something, a yearning inside of them that is like, go do it, go do it, go do it. It's unfortunate that other people don't have that privilege or that opportunity. Yes.
And I noticed with most of our parents, they have this tendency of living through us.
Yes.
So if she or he wanted to be a lawyer, then you must do law. Hence I'm saying now I was fortunate, but I could do whatever I wanted. You know, because I even remember when I was applying for my undergrad, chemistry was my first and only choice. So yeah, I'm hoping Banyabazali will get to that point as well.
Yeah.
But it also goes back to like how we are, like historically, or from the past, because they did not have the opportunity, so they would like the kids to, you know,
do the things.
Or maybe they've seen that, you know, all doctors earn a lot of money, all engineers.
Yeah.
So now they're trying to push you, you know, go and become a lawyer, go and become a
so that they can have black
yes, and yet, you know what, there's a diverse portfolio that, you know, as a child can pursue. But coming to what we're just discussing right now, for you to eventually say, I'm going to sue, I'm going to go and, you know, pursue chemistry, was it only you making the decision, or there were other people who influenced you? You know, did you at some point in time have, you know, people who helped you who influenced making the decision?
Okay, so this is the story. When I was still in high school, I wanted to be a doctor, chemical doctor. I wanted to be a gynecologist. The reason being, because I was the only child for 14 years, so I knew my mother had problems, you know, conceiving and whatnot. So, you know, like, okay, I want to help my parents, my community, and whatnot. So when I got to like grade 10, 11, I was like, not me looking at those things my whole life. And also the maths didn't work out in my favor. So I was on some, okay, what is closer to what I wanted? Because I knew with chemistry I can work in a pharmaceutical company because they make drugs, you know, that sort of thing. So chemistry it was, and that's how I ended up in chemistry. But not saying that I did not love chemistry before. You know, I loved it, but it was not something I thought I could make a career of.
Yes, like most of us.
Yeah, until I was studying, and then, you know, because I like researching, so I was now looking. But okay, after I'm done here, what else can I do?
I'm glad, like you, Sam. You are encouraging me to be a go-getter in the sense that you are like, you know what, I don't know what this chemistry is going to do for me, but I like it and I'll go for it. And look at you now, you're here doing your PhD on these streets, and I'm sure you're going to do amazing things because you're such a versatile person. I don't know how much time.
As someone who comes from the Eastern Cape and I feel like it's a province that is neglected. I don't know a lot in terms of, you know, development and just, you know, focus on developing all of the Eastern Cape. How important is it for you, you know, for representation, you know. How important is it as someone who's coming from the Eastern Cape, you know, you are going through your dreams, you know, and stuff. I'm thinking about, you know, some other, you know, little Sam from the Eastern Cape right now who's seeing you. How important, you know, also when I see the video, how important is representation? How important is, you know, seeing people, you know, going out there?
You know, with us people from the Eastern Cape, when we adopted you a long time ago. So with us, if you notice, for example, if one of us wins, all of us are winning.
Yes.
For example, I'll make an example with obviously
Yes.
this universe.
Yes.
When that was happening, you could see people were going crazy.
Yeah.
When she won Miss SA, for example, we were going crazy because we are like, she is representing us.
Yeah.
And I feel, but when I'm doing this, chances are there's someone from my street, from somewhere in the Eastern Cape, who is seeing me, oh wow, you know, who is seeing me and is like, okay, I like what he's doing, so maybe, if he can do it, so can I.
do it. And this is the whole point of this podcast, that if that person who looks like me, who comes from the dirty streets I come from, can do it, so can I. Because it's so intimidating going to work on your first day when you've never been in those corporate buildings. When you have to,
an iPad.
exactly, you're wearing heels. You don't even know how to walk in there. But
you are there because you saw.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's very important, and I love what you're saying that. For me as well, because I come from the poorest region, like Alfred's, or like there's literally.
Is it also in the Eastern Cape?
Yes, it's in the Eastern Cape. That's like the poorest region in the country, poorest regions, where I think about 60 or 70% of the people are just sitting at home and they're not doing anything. There's no development. And for me, I always look at it and I'm like, I wish there were more of us from that region who could go back and do more. It's just unfortunate that you never know who's doing what and how to connect. But with these type of opportunities, the networking with BMF that now I know about and I have been sold on. There's an opportunity for me to meet like-minded people. Oh, then meet Sam, and then we could do programs in both of Tanzania, you know. So I really like the fact that you want to go back and plow back.
Definitely.
We can't be these people who are getting these opportunities and then we're like, I'm gonna get my ivory tower, I'm gonna live in Santon, I'll drive a Beamer. I'm not saying let's not drive Beamers, we are gonna drive Porsche.
Definitely, I'll have that house in Santon, I'll drive that Porsche, but I mean, for me it's more about, because for me to be here, I saw someone in my street driving a BMW and I was like, at some point I want to be there, you know. So, yeah.
It's important, it's important. So now, Sam, I like your tattoo. It's so pretty. What is your tattoo about? Let's talk about Sam the person. Let's leave the because I find that a lot of people have been telling me that they don't get to connect with the person because we focus so much on the career. And so I'd like to know about Sam the person and why that particular tattoo.
Okay, this tattoo, so it starts here until here.
Oh, so you have a sleeve?
Yeah. So I did this last year because I was going through something. I lost my mom. So
I'm sorry to hear
it's
that.
fine now. Well, I used to cry to this one a lot. So when I went home, I did this. Yes, I wanted to do a tattoo but I did not have any inspiration. But okay, what am I gonna write? You know. So yeah, all of this is her.
Nice. So is this like a night in the like?
So basically, it's trees. These are dead trees, and there's what my English is leaving me now.
Bundles.
So this one represents death, and this one represents life.
Yes.
So the birds, it's like a connection between heaven and earth because they live on ground, they are in air as well. The bear is a representation of a mother. And then there's two lines, it's the memories I have with her. The tiger, it's courage and that she's looking over us. And then there's a clock here for timeless love and roses.
That is so sweet.
But wait a minute.
And then melanin,
we're still
obviously,
going.
because love for chemistry.
Yes.
And then Africa.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
So this means
beautiful.
Africa and its people have my heart kind of thing.
Oh, this is so
Did you
beautiful.
see it in a picture in a book, or you visualized it? For example, you are talking about each and every item having a theme. How did we get to the tattoo? Did you see it in a book, or you just
I think it's Lando, but okay, when you look at tattoos, these trees represent this and these lines represent that, and then you just put them together. That's why I know the structure of melanin.
Okay, yes.
Africa, my people, so.
Sam, did you go to, sorry, did you go to a tattoo artist? Because I mean, there's also career opportunities in that space. Because I know a friend of mine whose cousin did his tattoos, but because he can draw and he can make tattoos, but I don't think we know how to monetize such things, such areas.
I went to a tattoo artist based in Tanzania. I mean, it's at the back, but he's doing it. I think at some point, if he pulls up his socks, he will have a tattoo parlor or something.
Definitely.
So, and he's really good. So yeah, I went to him.
I'm really proud that you went to support local.
Yes.
Local is like
okay, I think the reason why I went though, I will say this, it's because I saw it on someone else. Otherwise, if I had heard, well, okay, does this person, then I was going to be skeptical because firstly, we sell auction at back. So, why should I skin something that will be here forever? So,
Which actually talks back to what we were speaking about. That sometimes, networking is very important and growth as well. Because I'm thinking about him and the location in which he's doing his tattoo business and the amazing things he can do. Maybe Kuba, if you can just find maybe a spot, in the CBD.
Exactly.
So empowering the youth as well is very important. Also getting knowledge, giving the youth. I'm assuming it's the youth. Information, on how to,
that whole marketing, understanding your customer and who your customer is. Because actually saying that a lot of black parents don't want their kids to have tattoos. You're like, yo, you're the devil's child.
After my first degree, I was like, I'm getting everything I wanted.
I
gave you what you wanted, which is the degree, so I'm getting whatever I want. But yeah, and also it helps, Lando, but most of us, I don't know why, we tend to, because I got something from a fellow person, I don't want to tell you so that you may go to the other person as well. Somebody kumona, I think so, or what? We tend to
exactly, which is quite a sad thing because we should be lifting each other up. I think the Bible even says it's better to walk as two people rather than you walking alone. And it's said by other philosophers, but it's better to work in a collective than work alone. So I never understand why people want to be I'm special because I
gatekeep
exactly.
Things. When did you buy that dress? Which I know when now. Like what's that? Just say in the shop. I also as well. I'm actually promoting that person because it's getting more revenue.
That's true.
But we are humans.
Yeah. Ugly humans.
Hopefully at some point we will get past that whole thing, and
that's true. Sam, so because I can see you're a good networker and we have established that networking is important, do you have any other tips on networking, other organizations or places where we can find, for example, I'm a homebody, if you have to get me out of bed, it's a lot. So are there other things? Because I also don't like the whole virtual networking. It's the most awkward and boring thing ever. So do you have any other tips, any other...
Okay, I think now what helps me is that I go out, and I talk with people. So because even the job, we were at a funeral, and I was telling this doctor, but listen, I'm going to Joburg because I know he's based here. I'm going to Joburg. I'm going to do my master's. I'm used to money. I was working a full-time job, so I need some sort of thing. Is there anything that you know? Is there any place that you know where they might need, people? It doesn't matter what they do because I'm going strictly for school, but I can do something on the side. And that's when he asked, okay, what did you do? And I told him, and he was like, okay, I might have an opportunity for you, you know.
Imagine,
So,
at a funeral.
by just talking with people, yeah.
That's important. Like, I like that idea. And I think maybe as people, we need to have the courage not to judge ourselves before we turn to people.
Sorry, even with social media, for example, you send someone a text, but don't do the hi, how are you? That small talk.
Yes.
Just get straight to the point.
I was
Just get straight to the point.
Put it on the
Okay,
timeline.
listen, I see you are doing, because I even had some DMs about the whole modeling thing. Well, okay, I want to get into modeling. How would I go about doing that?
Me too,
You know?
Sam. I want to.
Let's talk about modeling.
Yes.
Do you talk about it?
No, we haven't. Yes,
So,
yes.
So yeah, you just talk with people regardless whether, because when you are homebody, so I mean you have your internet at home, so you chat with people.
That's true.
Slide into the DMs.
Yeah.
Slide and say something.
Properly.
Because then who will slide and be like, hi. You're like, hello, how are you? How can I help you? Then you are rude.
Exactly. Like, would you be like, how can I help you? Like, even, I get you. And I've seen a lot of posts on LinkedIn, like, shining people from doing the hi, how are you? Just be like, hi, I see that you're doing this, A, B, C, D.
Then I get interested about, okay, I can help or I can't help.
Exactly. But yes, let's talk about the modeling. I know I don't have the right height.
That's what you
body
say.
shape.
That's what you say, actually.
Is it?
I mean, modeling isn't solely about ramp or catalogs. I mean, you see adverts on TV,
Yes.
commercials, they take all body shapes, sizes, and
Depending on
and it pays more.
Really? Who do I talk to? I want an extra game, guys.
So now when I got here, I met with Blaze Models. And I think for me what worked, because at the time, 2017, they were looking more for that West African thing. Yes, I'm from the Eastern Cape.
Yeah,
but they were
even
looking,
the beard.
they were looking for that whole West African thing. So yeah, they signed me and I did some KFC advert.
Really?
But then, and see, whatever you come and do in Joburg, I think I should say this, but you need to concentrate on that. And yes, you will get other opportunities as well, but you need to have a straight mind about, okay, this is what I'm here for. I'm here to study, and you don't let the other things
overcrowd whatever it is that you came here for.
That whole scenario that a lot of things don't, like a ship doesn't sink because of the water outside. It's only when that added water comes in that's not required that makes the ship sink. That's true. I see, Sam. That's actually quite interesting because I mean, you can always be making extra money on the side, and people like I understand now that I work and have a full-time job, guys. Your salary
9 to 5 is not enough.
Yeah, you need a side hustle.
And the other thing I always tell I'll say the youth, is it the youth? I noticed that most of the time, and we are from the Eastern Cape, so chances are most of the people that are around us are nurses or doctors or whatnot.
Teachers.
So we tend to go for those professions.
Exactly.
Because that's what we are exposed to. Now I think I would advise parents, for example, to let the kids go to other provinces, because coming to Joburg for me, for example, that's when I saw, but actually the people that I saw in the Eastern Cape, where I am from, that have money,
they just it's just
money,
it's scraping
of the iceberg. I mean, there's
lots of money out there. Yeah, that's true.
So seeing other places.
Actually, Sam, you're very right. I've always said, if it's either I live in Joburg all my life or go back home. There's no other city I will ever live in the country. Because here, there's that spirit of hustle. You can't be mediocre.
People don't sleep here.
Exactly. If you are mediocre in Johannesburg, it is a choice. There are many opportunities, there are many things that you can do, and there are people that you can talk to. Like, I mean, right now I know that I can become a model. I didn't know that. I example, we spoke to Ref last week who worked in finance and then now works in the music industry. That I've spoken to people who have started their own businesses. There's a guy who's this? Oh, Khalifang. He's doing his PhD in economics, and then now he started his own brand of bags. So you can actually
do a lot.
There's
a lot of opportunities in Joburg, and they don't have to be related to what your career path is. I mean, revenue, different places.
That's true. So, okay, except for Blaze modeling, so as a model, do you have to be signed with an agent, or what are the different things that you can do for you to get into that space?
Okay. If you are signed by a modeling agency, it's easier for you to get castings and whatnot, because most of these casting places, they always want someone who is in a modeling agency. Even when they have castings, they send them to the modeling agencies.
Okay.
You will have the open castings sometimes, where they will just take you, okay, hi, Simanye, I'm not with any casting agency. But it's easier because they are the ones who do the work, and then they send you, but they know, okay, now they are looking for 20-something or 30-something-year-old who has a beard, dark, or whatever. Then they'll just recommend you.
Oh, okay.
So I found it's easier. Yes, obviously, you pay, they take a certain amount, and it tax as well. but it's still...
You still walk away with some substantial amount.
Okay.
Unless you do it via the influencing on social media. But now it's a lot of work for me.
Yes,
it's a lot of work.
But I think we should find an influencer for our podcast one of these days, so that probably they can just take us through the whole thing.
Exactly. Because there are people who might be actually really good at.
And there's hidden information. We take it for granted, but there are things that happen distance that you need to be very.
I think with anything, man, you can make money out of it.
True.
Whether it's posting pictures on Instagram, whether it's
tweeting.
Tweeting, everyone gets money for tweeting. I know someone who just tweets.
And then they earn money. That is so nice. Okay, Sam, I think we are soon to close. What advice would you give a young boy or girl who is schooling right now in the Eastern Cape thinking, what am I going to do with my life? Where are the opportunities? What do I do? Or who do I go to? That sort of thing.
I mean, I think in most... Okay. Where Sam is going for example, with Indoye Careers, we had a career expo, which is done by Forte. Which was done by Forte. I'm not sure now if they still do. But if they don't have such, I mean, we have smartphones, you Google things, but I am good in maths. Okay, I love maths, but I don't think you'll be good if you don't love it.
True.
You love it. So check things, just do your own research. You'll find something. Chances are you will leave grade 12 and you still don't know what you want to do. And you will, because most of us who call nala noise from the background, okay, you are good in maths, so you must be, So obviously, when you are in tertiary, for example, during that first year, don't think about, okay, if I change, for example, that's a bad thing. Just do it so that when I'll be happy. Because if you are happy as a person, it's easier for you to do your work.
So in whatever discipline that you find yourself in.
So do your research.
Yes. And actually you just brought me to one point that I have noticed that the children who go to who are from vicinities where there are universities, they're more privileged because these universities do take time out to go and do CSI. It's just unfortunate that in some regions you don't get these, and the municipalities are not as active in trying to get these children out and get to these opportunities. But I like that. And then we have these two questions that we always ask because you haven't been manufactured in Africa if you don't answer them.
Yes.
Why am I scared?
Don't be. You've already answered one. Melanin, African. But so, what makes you proudly African?
That's very proudly African.
Yes. Except for Ubuntu, we get that a lot.
Or we are kind, or
yes,
we give.
exactly.
But I mean, those are the answers.
They are indeed the answers.
No,
Let's say you find yourself in Canada. I know you want to go to Canada one of these days, and then they ask you about Africa. You
Yes.
know, what are you gonna sell them?
I think for me, it's the diversity. Yes, we are not there yet with how we treat each other.
Definitely.
But the diversity is there. I mean, you will find other people who are within that whole La Moya one, you know.
Yeah.
So for
Unity.
me, it's the diversity. Okay, I don't want to say unity yet.
I think it's Ayuko Kanyene, you know, we need to be honest about it.
I don't think.
I think no, it's certain regions, you know.
Yeah.
Because it's certain regions, because some other regions it's okay, you know, but it still needs work.
Yeah. I don't think it's that unity is not there. I think we have been so socialized into being scared of each other and to be competitive with each other, because I think the other day at work, I was talking with some of my colleagues, and we were talking about how the Jews and the Muslims, they're so united, they help each other out. And it's just unfortunate that as Black people, we haven't come to that point where we are not scared of each other. I think it's a fear of
the known.
Exactly.
And our differences as well. And they're very vivid.
Exactly. So it's unfortunate, but I find that the moment you allow people who are not of your kind, they come in. Because I remember from varsity, and I've always had people, like my friends are like so diverse. I've had Zimbabwean friends, Canadian friends, I know Ghanaian.
And you make your effort literally to go like that.
Yes. So for me, that's my thing. There are certain barriers that we need to break as people, and we need to educate each other as people. Thank you so much, Sam, for coming on. I don't know if I allowed Tatina to write this.
But you had it. You did the right thing, man. You did the right thing. I'm a host for everything. No, you did the right thing.
Is there anything you'd like? Yes, please do come again. Please do come
Definitely,
again.
I will. I mean, I loved this, and I feel like it's something that will help. You know.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
I need you to come when you. Are you in proposal stage of your PhD or
Oh,
you're writing?
no.
Yes! Are you now writing?
I'm doing my second year of PhD, so it's more. I submitted my proposal a long time ago, and now it's more the research work.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
but
when
I'm
are you
doing that
going
in
to?
conjunction with writing my thesis.
Okay. When is your first conference? We need to come back. You need to take when you go international.
No, the thing is that I have to look for a conference, but I was not like now with the results that I have. I'm not really
comfortable with
going to
working on it.
Yes. But I am going on another conference for, and still I'm doing a lot of things, as I said. So I'm going on another conference for EBNF on the 19th.
Where is the conference?
In Durban.
Yeah, take pictures, like play us, show us, and put them.
I always do.
Trust pictures. Trust, friend.
I always do.
Yes.
And you know,
Wait, we didn't ask.
The people must know.
Yes, they must know.
Yes.
We need to, like, I know a lot of people always complaining about people showing off their new cars, their new house. Guys, let's allow people to celebrate. Celebrate your milestones, because you celebrating your milestone allows someone else to dream and to realize that they can get to that dream. Okay, now I'm gonna close, but one last question.
It's been one last question.
I want to please tell us about your project, like just a brief overview. You don't even need to tell us everything.
Into detail.
Yes.
Okay, so basically what I'm doing is I'm in water purification. So what I'm doing this year is I'm using nano clay, clay dough that you get, and I'm using PVDF, which is a polymer, to do in nanofibers. And then I'm using these nanofibers to purify water, take out bacteria, heavy metals, and organic dyes.
Oh, so those are supposed to stick onto the fibers.
Yes. Okay, not stick,
Like
but
they attract each other.
they need to be absorbed or degraded.
Oh, okay. And then what's the role of the clay?
The role of the clay is to, so a PVDF has got, okay, now I'm going to get into chemistry. So it's got certain phases.
Okay.
So like when you do the nanofibers with only the PVDF, the beta phase is the only one that's activated. So when you add now the nanofiller, which is nanoclay, it activates the other...
your alphas and your...
Yes. So long term,
you need the alphas and the others to absorb.
But long term with the project IDT, I'm working on water purification and the material I'm using. So when I synthesize it becomes what's the word? Piezoelectric materials which produce electricity. So at some point
you're gonna be generating electricity
whilst purifying water.
It's a wrap.
Catch us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and our YouTube channel. It's Manufacturing Africa. Africa, Africa, Africa.